And something that is very important in this industry, it's about being an explorer, right? Exploring things, and
Oh, this
never
is
end.
yeah, sorry,
Sorry,
go ahead.
yeah, never end the ability to make exploration with the technology. Otherwise, you know, yeah. Can you please share this to us?
So this was a technique that we had developed for a client project. As we said before, we were really working with how would this infrared technology work for a specific client project. And Jay had some really creative uses with a flashlight.
Yeah, I originally started, or we originally started with this technique with Vive trackers, and that way you could get sort of 3D positional results of where someone was pointing their flashlight or spray can or whatever relative to the wall. But those are, relatively expensive, and you need a, whole tracking system in place, which is really limiting for applications. We switched to just basically infrared flashlight, and it's instant. It doesn't require, a whole tracking system, and it feels very real. So we find it's a lot more satisfying to just play around with and to see, because it's natural light emitting from it's actual light emitting from the spray can or flashlight, and so it just ended up being a lot better for different applications.
How do we, instead of the which is pretty expensive, as Jay said, how can we give one of these to everyone who comes to the exhibit? And so every single person has the ability to point at the wall and interact with it. There's all these different technologies that just having the setup already for touchable walls allows us to experiment and try out different sorts of techniques using the same gear.
And that's one thing that I really love about being with Spectra, is that it's like we're encouraged to try new things with stuff we already have. Like, it's not like, oh, we have this client work we've got to do right away, let's get to this. It's like, okay, if you have an idea, just go try it out, do some R&D yourself, and then present what you found. And I think it makes it just a really nice atmosphere to spend your days in, I find.
Yeah, and I think like some of these approaches we're taking in this work, it's a lot more satisfying. I think we can all agree to, experiment and find our own custom solutions almost, versus, taking this off the shelf stuff that's expensive or we might not even be able to source it.
Yeah. So someone is asking about, your video got a bit cut in a moment ago, and Spectra was mentioning about the location of the camera. It was exactly in the same position as the one in the wall. For
Yeah. So we're using a wide angle lens up really
Yeah.
close to where the projector is projecting. And it's a short throw projector. So essentially, wherever the projection light goes, wherever the shadow lands, is our same exact visibility for the infrared camera. And so we can see, there is sort of an occlusion area if their camera was right behind you, but since it's on the ceiling, having a sharp angle on the wall, we can extract all the finger touches.